trickle in, record. That way, if people who weren't able to make the call will be able to watch it later. I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on our Tuesday night team call. It's quite a few new folks on the call, so I'm just going to do a brief introduction. My name's Dan Burke. I was in medical device sales for 25 years with a company called Zimmer Biomet. I was looking for an exit strategy about 5 years ago. Was introduced to the biophotonic scanner by Michael Cook, who is on the call. I saw the utility in the scanner for showing people that they're deficient, nutritionally deficient, and then the high quality nutraceuticals that we offer to be able to manage people's health or help them, encourage them to get better health through proper nutrition. At that time, I was invited out to Utah to the healthcare forum. At the time, we were having it every month. We're now having it every quarter post-COVID. I wanted to get out there and meet some of the scientists, hear a little bit about the products, learn more about the technology, see for myself the company, how the company works. We are now doing a tour of the manufacturing facility. At that time, we were not. We're also doing a tour of the distribution facility where they store product and ship product. So it's a very fascinating inside look at the company, kind of behind the curtain, so to speak. And I was super impressed by what I saw, from the scientists to the laboratories, to the business opportunity, to seeing how the supplements were made, and the quality and care, the success quality process that they go through to make sure that they're putting out the highest quality nutraceuticals in the market. And so I've been doing this for about 5 years now. I'm super excited that you're here. If you're new, kicking the tires, seeing what we have to offer, seeing what the business has to offer. And I am now doing this full time, along with a couple other med device things. I don't spend a whole lot of time on those, but I spend most of my time working the Pharmanex business. So welcome, everybody. We do this every Tuesday night at 8 to 8:30. You're welcome to come yourself every week. We encourage you to do that. And we also encourage you to bring folks that you think may be interested in building a health and wellness business for themselves. So one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is commitment. We have a lot of people that get on these calls. We get a lot of people that join the business. We get a lot of people that are very interested in what we're doing, but commitment is different than being interested in something. So there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in something, you do it only when it's convenient. But when you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. And we want to work with I say that I want to work with the top 5% of medical device sales people. Coming from that field, I know that 95% of people are just account managers in that space. I want to work with, and we want to work as a team with those top 5%. People that are fully committed to what we're doing, that are working the business every day. It doesn't have to be all day. It can be a couple hours a day, but we need you to be consistent. When you set goals for your career and your life, are you truly committed to reaching those goals? And this is a goals-based business, because we have to set sales goals for ourselves. We're running this exactly like a business. We need to set goals for our teams. We need to lead our teams, each and every person that joins the business. We need the same commitment from you, the same commitment that we give back to you as the leaders within the organization. So, are you committed to building a business that works in harmony with your life or the rest of your life? Have you made the commitment to thrive, to build a life that you love, not just earn a living? This isn't about just earning a living. This isn't about just building a business. This is about creating a lifestyle outside of that 9-to-5 job that only affords you, a few hours every day to really live life. It's about creating a business that allows you to do what you want, when you want, work the business from anywhere, as long as you have access to a cell phone and internet access. We can do this job from anywhere. I've traveled in the last 5 years of being in this business. I've traveled more than I did my previous 47 years. because this business allows me to do that. I don't have to be somewhere at a specific time unless I want to be. I'm not working off of everybody else's schedules like I was in med device sales. I'm working off of my schedule. My time's valuable. And everybody within the organization needs to realize that each and every one of us, our time is valuable, right? So, when you're building a business, when you're committing to thrive, when you're committing to this organization, to this business, to creating something better for yourselves, you need to be passionate about it. It's hard to commit to anything if you're not passionate about it. Passion gets you out of bed in the morning. It gets you, it gets you ready to take on the world. Without that passion, it really just feels like you're going through the motions. So one of the things I want to ask everybody on this call tonight is, what are you passionate about? Are you passionate about health? Are you passionate about that preventive medicine? Are you passionate about traveling, spending time with your kids or your grandkids? Are you passionate about rock climbing or doing things in the outdoors? That's my passion. I want to spend more time doing that. And this business affords me more time to be passionate about the things that I want to be passionate about, right? So, like I said, I've traveled more in the last 5 years than I did in my previous 47 years. I'm passionate about traveling when I have the opportunity. I don't want to travel for a job. I want to travel because I enjoy traveling and I can enjoy time while I'm traveling. So find your passion. What is your passion? And then what can you pull from this business that allows you to be passionate about those things outside of the business? And then, the other thing you need to do is take the first step. We all get stuck in, the what ifs. Taking the first step can be scary. For me, leaving my job after 25 years was to start my own business, changing careers. That was super scary for me, because it's the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen, but when you're committed, it makes making those things happen a lot easier. It's okay if you're not 100% sure that it's going to work. When have you ever been 100% sure of anything? Nothing is 100%. So you're on here because you've done your research, you've done your homework, you've liked so far what you've heard about not only the company, but the supplements, the technology, the science. That's why you're here. So we need you to be committed if you're going to be here. We need you to be out talking about this business to everybody, anybody and everybody. We have mentors on this call. Talk to a mentor. Once you've done the homework, you need to start doing the work. And you need to not let fear hold you back. You got to take that first step. And then don't let doubt creep in. Every one of us on this call has doubts. Doubts in our daily lives, doubts in business, doubts about what we really want. You need to be committed about what you really want. Doubt only keeps you from making progress. It's okay if you don't know exactly what the future holds or how it's going to unfold. We don't ever really know what the future holds. So we need to spend time today in the now, forget about the past, set goals for the future, but we need to be committed each and every day to make this business work. This is a team business. We only need 6 people on our team that are going to go out and work this business and be committed. And then we need to help them find 6 people that will go out and love what we're doing, be passionate about it, and be committed not only to themselves and what they want, but be committed to every single person on this team. That's super important. We want people, the top 5%, like I said, but we want the top 5% who are going to be committed to building a business for themselves, changing their lifestyle, having the lifestyle that they want rather than working 9 to 5, 7 days a week, or, as I did in med device sales, 24/7, 365. I wanted something where I controlled my time, where I could expend my energy on the things that I wanted to expend my energy on, not what somebody was telling me I needed to expend my energy on. And I didn't want anybody telling me where I had to be, what I had to do, reports, sales reports and all of those things. I did not want that anymore. And if I was able to make that happen, everybody on this call can make that happen. It's just a matter of commitment. You're here because you're interested, but we don't want you to just be interested. We want you to be committed.
So I would like to take up on this commitment thing. First of all, what is commitment? Think about this for a minute. This is a volunteer army, so it's extremely difficult to find everybody's pain button or everybody's motivation to become really committed. If you invested $2 million in a business, how long would you be committed to that business? Till you got your money back? Till you made a profit? Think of a McDonald's. It's a $2 million, $1 to $2 million investment that you put in. How long will you be committed to get back your money, to make it happen, to make it work, and to earn a profit? Our investment is a joke. It's an equivalent of a weekend somewhere. That's a problem because the entry level, the financial entry level, is so minimal that we don't even consider it as important. But we don't realize that we can make more money with our business than somebody who has a McDonald's franchise. How many millions of hamburgers do you have to sell for $1 to recover your $2 million? Think about it. It's shocking. So the first thing is, what is the commitment? Since this is a volunteer army, that's the reason we ask these questions when we talk to people and we interview them for who we want on our team. We don't want everybody. Do not want everybody. We want people who understand the commitment that they will make to themselves for their futures. So we ask the question, who are you? In 5 words. And we listen attentively to words like consistent, disciplined, focused, goal-driven, persistent. These are words we listen for, because people say, "Oh, I love people. I'm a giver." That's all very nice. It's empathy, but what makes you drive? What drives you? How are you? Who are you? And then what do you want? Because people say, "Oh, I want to make lots of money, and I want this, and I want that." That's nice. How are you going to do that? Dan was working 25 years, 24/7, 365 in an operating room.
On this call, Jerry's got like 35 or 40 years, doing
No wonder he looks like he's 74.
I'm taking age locks so that I can look as youthful as you.
Well, there you are. Jerry's another one. He's done the same routine there 24/7, 365. What kind of life did you have?
Yeah.
Kind of a life did you have? So now, as Dan just said, in the last 5 years, he's done more traveling than he's done in 47 years of life. Oh, man, is that freedom or what? Is that suddenly a new universe? That's a new life. So the question then is the commitment. If we invest $2 million, we'll be a hell of a lot more committed than if we invest $3,500, $3,500. The commitment level is a joke. That's a problem. If we were to invest $1 million, now we'd be much more attentive. The second thing I want to say is, for example, those of us who have kids, how committed are we to having kids when we have kids? That's a lifetime commitment. That's not something that you had a kid and then he's a teenager and extraterrestrial and you say, off you go, I don't want to see you again. You're stuck with them. You're stuck with them probably until their 50s, in your house until they're married and they got their kids, because that's the new generation. That's a commitment. That's a huge commitment. So the thing then is, we're talking about teams. This is huge. Jerry Savage was a Marine. What's so good about Marines or Navy SEALs? Team. That's what we're trying to do with our calls, is to be able to create a synchronized way of acting, thinking, behaving, so that we are one for all and all for one. Now, I would just want to mention, I started this business when I was 60 years old, 60. I retired when I was 57. I had another business, and then I started dabbling in this, and then I started doing this thing when I started in 60. What was my commitment? My commitment was, I don't want to be with people my age. I want to be in the 2030s. I want to be part of what's happening in 2030. I don't give a crap about what happened in 1967, 1960. Who cares? So my commitment was to me, to be part of something in the future. I don't need the money, but oh my God, it's nice to have it and do what the hell I like. So the other thing is, we have a team of people. It's a responsibility for the team leader to make the team successful. The chain is only as strong as the weakest link. It's our responsibility to make each member as strong as possible so that the chain doesn't break, the whole thing doesn't fall apart. So Dan and I and Michael and John have spent hundreds of hours hundreds of hours during the year doing these calls. What do we get out of it? Do we pay? Are we paid for this? No. Half the people on the call are not even in our group. But why do we do it? Because it's a commitment to get somebody to reach their level of maximum possibilities within their work ethic. And I don't have much runway. I'm 77. Geez, man, come on. I don't have much runway. I don't have time to waste. So Dan and I were talking this evening, and we're saying, well, because when I started 17 years ago, the mentor we had said, I'm going to choose 11 people. And if you guys are not going to commit to being on the calls, to doing what I suggest, what I recommend, I'll kick you off. And I can tell you, every morning, every Monday at 8 o'clock, every Monday, I don't care what it was. I remember doing it in the airports in Europe. I was on that damn call when it was 2 o'clock in the morning in Europe, because I wanted to be part of that success. And the person who was my mentor at the time, he was strict. You didn't make it, give me a damn good excuse, because it's one stroke and you're out. And out of the 11 people, 4 or 5 were kicked off or dropped off. The remaining 6 or 7 all became Blue Diamonds and had success. That's David Felt and David Rosenberg and Kathy Petrillo and so on and so on. But we all had success. Why? Because we committed to it. And that's the whole moral of what we want to talk about, wanted to say tonight, was we're actually going to start seeing who is going to be a tangible volunteer, which will allow you to be, that we can help take you to the next level. We don't want passengers. I've said this before. I was in Utah one time and I was sitting in the front row listening like this, as if I was on a cruise to the talk. And then the guy who was talking said, okay, well, next week, the next one is going to be Lawrence explaining this. And I said, holy geez. And I took out my notepad and I suddenly engaged, because it's one thing to sit here like a passenger, And it's another thing to say, oh my God, I'm going to have to present this thing, and I better know what the hell I'm doing. So, commitment.
This isn't just about the business. This is about what can we do to help you become the best version of yourself? What can we do to help you be better than you thought you could be? Right? That's why we do this. We're committed to each and every one of you on this call to help you be the best version of yourself, to help you have a better lifestyle through this business, to help you grow personally and professionally. You know, talking about commitment, for those of you who are new, I went through a 10-month cancer battle 2 years ago. And I missed one call in that 10 months because I was a day and a half post-op surgery. And I just wasn't feeling up to it. But that entire 10-month surgery, chemotherapy, everything else, I was on these calls, leading these calls every week because I made the commitment to do it. You know, I volunteer. I was telling Lawrence this earlier today. I volunteer. I've got a million things going on. I'm tired of people giving me excuses that they're too busy. You know, I volunteered with an organization called Cocoa Backpacks here locally in Hershey, PA. I stopped by there today to just drop off some clothes because they give clothes to the needy and we donate clothes so that they can do that. And the person that runs that saw me and she's like, hey, I need a few things. Could you do a few things for me while you're here? You know, it was running around picking up food and some other things. And I said, yeah, you know, I had other things to do, but I made a commitment to help her when she needed help. And so when I make a commitment, I make damn sure that I make good on those commitments. You know, we're going to know, or we will know, those of you who are committed to this business, or if you're just interested in this business, through results. And we need to start seeing results. There's a lot of people on these calls week in and week out. They don't do anything. They're not selling product. They're not introducing the business to people. We need doers. We need people that are going to go out, be committed, do what they say they're going to do, join this business and give it some time, not a week or a month, and say, oh, you know what, it just didn't work out. It doesn't, things never happen as quickly as you'd like them to. So we need your commitment, and we need a commitment of time to make this business work. It's all about being consistent.
And what John said at the beginning, the first part of the chat, making a living versus designing a life. It's a huge difference. We don't want people who are in the comfort zone of mediocrity. Stay there. We don't need you. You're happy where you are. Comfort zone of mediocrity. Stay there. But those of us who want to go forwards, come on. This is what it's about. We're here for you. There's a whole team of people. John is an exceptional leader, exceptional communicator. Proven. Dan, man, in stage 3 or 4 cancer he had of the stomach. I mean, seriously, and he never missed one call. That is commitment. That is where you have the most admiration for the leaders that we have. Linda Howard, Michael Cook, Jerry. We've got a lot of leaders on this call who have actually proven to be leaders. And we're here for you.
I love, Jamie put a comment in here. I love her comment. When I started, I signed up under a chick that sold me the whitening toothpaste. Right? We've got a plethora of products, whether it be on the nutraceutical side.
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. So Linda Howard found me on LinkedIn, and I immediately said, oh my God, I just signed. Like, she sent me the link and I was like, I love it. I did the research. I did all the research. I stayed online and I looked up all the products. Okay. Because I'm a functional medicine nurse. So I believe in all of this. Very much, true believer. I love Metagenics. I love Nordic Naturals. I like all y'all stuff. I take my life back. So, and I use the teeth whitening stuff, as you could see. So, but I had to go dormant, right, Linda? I had to go dormant for 6 months because I signed up under this check that I bought toothpaste from. And then I couldn't, I don't know, it's a long story, but anyway, I'm back. I'm back, so.
It's
Well, we're
funny.
happy
Well,
to
there's
have you.
vision. Hold on, that's vision. If you have a goal, that's a goal-driven, when you have a goal and you're oriented to that goal, and you then are persistent and consistent, there you go. You waited 6 months.
Well, like this chick, Petronella Hickman, look her up. That's who I signed under. And those women are making tons of money from new skin.
On
Tons.
toothpaste.
Toothpaste and
Unbelievable.
darkening, tanning stuff. I'm from New Orleans. So like my daughter uses it, my son uses it. Everybody wants to buy it. I'm like, oh my God, like it's easy. It's easy. So everybody
Wow.
says I have a Colgate smile. So, and I say, oh, well, you need a brush. I carry the toothpaste in my purse.
That's great. That's
No,
what we
Dan,
need. Go ahead, Jerry. We've only got 2 more minutes. We got to wrap it up because Michael and Lawrence need to do Stephen Moore's call at 8:30. Go ahead, Jerry.
No, it's all right. You're just talking about commitment. You're talking about, taking advantage of the people like you and the other leaders on the call. But people have to really want it. And otherwise, they're going to dabble. People are going to get on the calls. And, I was doing another business for 3 years, right? Until I started doing this full time a couple of months ago. And once you make the commitment to do that, and once you jump over the cliff, you have to do it. There's no other option. So there's nobody to plug the hole in the boat. There's nobody to start the engine. So the commitment comes from one, taking the leap. And then the second part of that is really understanding what you want. And it's not the sales of product. It's what you describe. I get to go here. I get to do this. I get to do that. And they have to internalize that. They don't internalize that and don't live it, they'll never jump off the cliff.
Awesome. You're exactly right. Sometimes it's about timing. Sometimes it's about figuring out exactly what it is that you want, what your goals are, and then setting a course for how you're going to reach those goals. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. We're going to wrap it up. There's a link in the chat to the MDS team call, Dr. Moore's call that Michael and Lawrence are going to be doing tonight. I want to throw down the gauntlet to everyone and see if you can put 10 people on product before the end of the month. Minimum 10 people on product. I don't care if it's toothpaste. I don't care if it's skincare. I don't care if it's supplements. Put 10 people on product this month. And then you'll see how easy it is. And then next month you ratchet it up and do 20 or 30. Make that your goal. It's all about setting goals, and it's about how am I going to meet those goals? So be committed, get committed. If you're not, make the commitment, and let's work this business together. Let's grow together and be the best version of ourselves together. Thanks, everybody. Have a great
Thanks
night.
for that. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Hey,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks,
Good
gentlemen.
night.
Good job. Thank you.